Oh, there's a letter right there. I was gonna say, I already read that letter. There's a new letter. What does this letter say?
September 7th, 1938. The patient frequently indulges in recriminations expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth. Crazed, she hears voices that order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic. Eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond.
Don't blame her.
Spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th. Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she threw them up in the air. Excited, clamorous, slightly confused, takes her clothes off. December 8th. Tied to bed for 15 days.
15 fucking days?
High-spirited, tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words. Laughs hysterically and pleasures herself. The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries. They've kept her tied to the bed since then.
Jesus.
Transferred to the slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they?
Yeah, they're just a figment of my imagination. What reality are we referring to? Memory is what you are, whether it's real or not. I'm gonna go with A.
December 15th. Dr.
Seems like it's
C.
all an imagination.
Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution. Delinquency? Maybe I answered someone back rudely, yes, and people get on my nerves at times, but delinquency? And prostitution? No, why? Why say a thing like that? The old doctor tried to understand, but this one just labels you without thinking, or even trying to comprehend. Her mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and hysterical. Treated with cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks. The therapies removed the light for a while, but also all her will, desire, and hope.
The important thing was to keep us quiet. To a certain extent, they were trying to make you feel better. You were lost souls. The therapy was terrible and painful. It was the only treatment that existed.
It was torture, but we had no choice. Nobody explained anything. No one tried to help us understand. We were like farm animals.
You were too many, and they were too few. It's impossible to do otherwise. They also had their nightmares within these walls. They didn't know what to do with you. You were damned, dangerous, condemned souls who could have taken care of you. There were too many, too few.
June 2nd. After a long period of calm and improvement, the patient is very agitated today and vehemently refuses to submit to a gynecological examination. She swears and curses those helping her, flailing her arms and hitting them. According to reports by Dr. B, the patient has been subjected to periodic checkups since she had a spontaneous abortion about 2 years ago in her 3rd month of pregnancy. Conception occurred after she had sexual intercourse with a stranger who sneaked into the hospital grounds. Details are contained in the charges filed at police headquarters in Volterra, a copy of which is attached to these clinical notes.
That's not how it went earlier.
ES therapy.
That's not how it went earlier.
A spontaneous abortion. It's not true. I can't believe it. How could I have invented things if I didn't even know what they were doing to me?
It really happened. They made you have an abortion, but it was illegal, and so they reported it as a random incident. That's a lie. What was written here might also be false, or just the wrong way of looking at things. Perhaps the Renee really did know. You can't be sure of it. Know that, don't you? I feel like it's the first one.
And the stranger in the grounds. I don't remember. Was that another lie? Or was another memory removed? God, my head.
Who knows? We'll never know. There are a lot of things you don't remember, as if you hadn't done them. It wasn't you. Perhaps it was her, the other Renee. You know she did those things.
The other Renee? The one the doctor talked about? The evil one who made you feel ill? The prostitute? The delinquent? The manic one? And what was she called?
Amara. Shit, it all comes fucking around now. Oh,
June
fucking
13th.
A.
The nurses report that she descended into a state of great mental confusion after receiving her mother's letter. She threw her soup over another inmate because she was very anxious, and then punched a nurse. Impulsive, flails about her. She rails against the doctor in vulgar terms while he is examining her, lashes out and spits. Block all correspondence to give the patient no further reason to become agitated. August 20th, tied to bed. The nurses report that the patient is extremely agitated after the visit of a relative or family friend. 2 days later, she is still shouting all the time that he commands her, that she must obey and harm herself, and that she is not Charlotte. All visits forbidden, constrained to bed, and intensification of ES therapy until we achieve results. No contact with the outside. That way nobody knew what was happening within these walls.
Human misery was thrown in here and locked away to make the world forget about it. The people who were in here were no longer human beings as far as society was concerned, and the important thing was to keep you quiet. I don't even need to fucking read the last one, I already know that. It's the fucking second one. You don't remember what happened when the letters arrived. How could you judge? God knows how much suffering they spared you. No, people didn't see these people. Didn't see people in asylums as human beings anymore.
Calm down. You must be calm. Don't get agitated. We'll make you calm down. Is that the only thing that matters? Is tranquility worth the price of not living?
Hundreds of us, agitated, squeezed in the most inadequate of spaces, staying calm was essential for our well-being. That was what they would say. What alternative was there? In any case, it was a life not worth living. Certainly not, but at least that way, from the outside, everything seemed more acceptable.
March 3rd. Alert, correct attitude, replies when questioned. The nurses report that the patient is calm. She washes and looks after herself. She affirms the existence of a certain Amara. She says that Amara is a patient who disappeared when she was moved to this ward. No confirmation. Probably a regressive hallucination. Evaluate transfer. So, was I Amara? I can't believe it. I want to keep looking. It would change everything if we could find traces of her existence.
So we gotta go all the way down to the very, like all the way down. All the way down to the archives. Alright, let's see what happens here. It's A, it's the hair, this one.
Amara B., aged 32, housewife, mother of 2 daughters, married to Mario B. So Amara does exist. Yet she had no children and wasn't married, but that photo, it's her.
The fuck is going on?
1936. Admitted yesterday, showing signs of improvement. June 8th. Cheerful, calm, and tranquil. Her behavior is good and she's keeping herself clean and tidy. Discharged on June 10th. April 28th, 1937. Arrived accompanied by her husband in an anxious and nervous state. Has difficulty speaking, trembles. Discharged May 14th. March 8th, 1938. A few days before Renee was admitted, she told me that she too had been admitted only a short time previously. Arrived yesterday.
So she was in and out of this place.
Discharged March 14th. She didn't leave. Certainly not after a few days. No. June 22nd, 1939. Readmitted once more. The patient shows rapid improvement. Discharged July 2nd. August 1st, 1941. The latest of many admissions due to agitation. Discharged August 27th. She came and went, stayed only for short periods, but I remember she was always with me. What's going on?
I don't know what's going
March
on.
4th, 1942. Back again, the same situation. March 8th. Compared to previous admissions, the patient seems depressed even after a few days, although her demeanor is calm and she is attentive. Discharged March 25th. April 2nd. The patient is distracted and apathetic. Her husband brought her here and said, "She's not eating, doctor. She spends all her time sleeping. I'm so worried, doctor. You know her. You can help her." April 6th. Tuberculosis. Patient transferred to the Marigliano Pavilion and is in isolation. May 3rd, 1942. Death from tuberculosis at approximately 8:30 a.m. Is Amara dead? Poor dear friend, I wasn't even able to say goodbye to you. Enclosed is a manuscript written by the patient, probably in a state of delirium. I'm dying, I know it. I'm losing a lot of blood, bleeding internally too. It's strange. Since I came back in here, I can't stop thinking about that little girl with her sad eyes, her desperation. I only saw her for a short time, it's true, but she remains in my heart. Will she still be here? I hope to God not. I hope she's better and her mother's taken her home. My memories don't match up. What's the point of this? Perhaps my memory is playing tricks on me. Things are not as I remember them, as I see them. But she said she liked me. I just can't understand it. I just wanted to say goodbye to her for the last time. I never even said goodbye to her. How could a soul survive in this hell? I so want to feel things again. Pain, passion. Feel the damn tears rolling down my face. To remember that I was alive.